Tiruvallur district this morning. And I pray to Lord Murugan to bless us, to bless all my brothers and sisters of Tamil Nadu, all brothers and sisters of Bharat, and all the devotees of Tiruvallur and Murugan all across the world. Friends, tomorrow is another very, very special day. It is Vaikashi Anusham. It's the day when our great Tiruvallur was born. Tiruvallur Tirunal Dinam. I am thankful to Tiruvallur Tirunal Kadagam for organizing not only this event, but they have been doing so on all Vaikashi Anusam, observing Tiruvallur Tirunal Dinam. They have been doing so under adverse circumstances, because unfortunately the politics has so much pervaded our life that the state government decided to shift the day in the 1970s to 15th of January, just after Pongal. I mean, one wonders how come Tiruvallur's Tirunal can be fixed with the Gregorian calendar. Gregorian calendar came only in 16th century. We know with Pope Gregory it started. When Tiruvallur was here, we don't know how many thousand years ago, at least 2000 years ago, there was no Gregorian calendar. How could they fix it on this 15th of January? And why so much distrust to Tamil Panchang? When we have, in our Bharat, there has been a tradition in every part of Bharat. We have our own sense of time when we fix the date by the month and the nakshatra. That is all over the country, and so here in Tamil land as well. It cannot be. I mean, to fix a Gregorian calendar day, delinking it from Tamil Panchang is unfair, and this is not done. But despite all this, Tiruvallur Tirunal Kadagam has been observing the day, and for that they deserve great huge applause. They deserve our compliment. And I must say that we are all missing the great man Swami Tyagaraja. I had the fortune to meet him, to listen to him, to learn from him. We lost him. Till the last year, he was there. We miss his absence, we miss his presence because he is not here with us. But he has left us a responsibility to carry on the legacy of observing Tiruvallur's day as per Tamil calendar, Vaikashi Anusam. It is tomorrow. We are meeting here on the eve of it to celebrate the avatar, the emergence of this great saint. A great saint in the galaxy of rishis of Sanatan Dharma. from Agathya down, Tiruvalluvar, Tirumular. So many of the great saints have appeared. The great Nayanars, we know how Tirunyan Sambandha, Tirunavkarsar, whom we affectionately call him Appa, Sundarar, Manik Vashikar, who gave us Tiruvashikam. What a powerful, what a melodious devotional song that he gave us. That we say that if one heart does not melt by listening, Tiruvashikam is not a human heart, it's the heart of a stone. Tiruvasaka Tirakam Urukadhar, Uruvasaka Tirakum Uruka. This is the, we have great Alavars. So many. This, and that's what one wonders. And perhaps I get increasingly day by day convinced this particular land is a chosen land, is a Punya Bhumi. How come? How come so many great rishis appeared on this land? They appeared, they planted the seeds of Sanatana Dharma that grew into a mammoth tree spread over the whole Bharat. Tiruvalluvar was perhaps the brightest of suns in the galaxy of the rishis, who gave us the most beautiful, a full, complete package, Tirukural. Though it has only 1330 kurals, but it's like an ocean. Any situation in life that you think of, any confusion that you come across, all that you need to do is that turn the pages and you have something to guide you, something valuable to lead you. It is a beautiful Dharma Shastra. It has Bhakti Yoga, it has Jnana Yoga, it has Karma Yoga, everything. And that's why when attempt is made to de-spiritualize Tirukural, present it only as a code of conduct, do's and don'ts, this is unfair. Though my introduction to Tirukural in a very limited way was when I was a high school student, when I happened to read a Kural for inspiration, give you the self-confidence. But when later, when I came and I started reading, and I found it is such a wide ocean, then I started wondering why it should be only the book of do's and don'ts. In fact, if you come to think of it, Dharma is all about do's and don'ts. Dharma is all about life, how to conduct your life. But it is not just in the affairs, the domain of the mundane. It covers the wide range. It covers the domain, the physical domain, as well as a spiritual domain. As a student, as a high school student, I had read this Kural, which was mentioned by the speaker first, Mr. Padmanabhan, about your capacity to do. You have infinite capacity. We are all divine. All that we need to realize that the divinity within, that we are not, we may be finite physically, but being part of the larger, we have infinite capacity. If you decide to do something, if we have firm conviction, we can do it. And that's the inspiration which I got from the choral. Enniye enyang edipe enyang tenniye rape. You can do what you wish. Purusharth, the core lesson of it. It's a seminal text, a scripture of Sanatana Dharma. Because Sanatana Dharma tells us we are all part of a family, the entire creation. Individual, society and the creation, we are all organically, integrally one family. It tells us Atmavat Sarma Bhutesu. Every being is like me. We are all manifestation of the same divine. And when we say that Atmavat Sarva Bhutesu, the pain in the other is my pain as well. Not intellectual level, at the emotional level. I must feel the pain. That's the level of expectation, evolution, expectation one has. Sanatana Dharma does not believe any exclusivity, or you and I, us and they, it is we. And that's why the pain in other is my pain. When I read Tirukural, where it says, Arivinal agavadu undo puritanoe tananoe pole potrarkari. Puritanoe tananoe pole. This is, Mahatma Gandhi was a great admirer of Tirukural. He actually, he was a devotee of Tirukural. You know, Mahatma Gandhi was a great rishi again of Sanatana Dharma. He took his political path to liberate Bharat. But in his daily prayer, this is what he used to say. Vaishnav janato tene kahiye jo peer paraye jane. The one who is the person, the human being, one should be called a human being only when you are able to feel the pain of the other. But this is what Tiruvalluvar tells us in his Tirukural. It's pinnacle of devotion, bhakti. It begins, the whole Tirukural begins with asserting the existence of the Adi Bhagavan and then surrender to him. And then we also heard the Kural in the speakers before, that surrender to the Supreme and you are free of all. You are free from the cycle of birth and death. You are free from all the suffering. You are free from all the pain. Patruha patratan patranaya patrai patruha patravidaka. Epic, pinnacle of it. This is total surrender. Bhakti. What could be more than this? Bhakti total. It tells about the ruler, administrator, how to administer a country. And we know that our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a great devotee of Tiruvalluvar. Tirukural is a part of his entourage. Sometimes you might be hearing him quoting it off and on. He took Tirukural to United Nations, to the whole world, establishing Tiruvalluvar Center in Singapore, Tiruvalluvar Chair in Malaysia, Tiruvalluvar Chair in Boston, Tiruvalluvar in France, all over the world. If you look at the policies of our Prime Minister Modi, you will find everywhere his policies are actually a reflection of teachings of Tiruvalluvar. You know, Prime Minister Modi set the vision of a fully developed Bharat. And it has basic three components. A self-reliant Bharat, self-reliant in economy, self-reliant in national security, self-reliant in knowledge. Knowledge today in the context, science and technology. And all the policies, if you look at, whether economic policy, national security policy, whether it is the knowledge policy, all are aligned or rather inspired by Tirukkural. You know, his education policy, take the case. Even after 70 years of independence, we have been following an education policy which was essentially a legacy of the British education policy. Producing graduates, students, degree holder with certificate, useless knowledge, bookish knowledge. The person gets a graduate PhD holder, you walk around with a job. Knowledge is to empower you. Knowledge is to give you the capacity not only to look after yourself, to look after others. Knowledge doesn't make you knowledge dependent. Knowledge liberates you. Knowledge is power. So, need for such knowledge which are useful, not the bookish knowledge. And then that is what our national education policy is all about. When it talks about knowledge by which you can live, by which you can stand by, again you find deeply inspired by Tirukkural. When we say in the Kalavi section, Karka Kasudarka Karpavai Katrapin Niraka Adarkata. Have knowledge, acquire knowledge, knowledge by which is useful, by which you can stand by, which liberates you, not just bookish knowledge. Now this policy, hugely inspired by Tirukkural. I really wonder how people, those who say that they love Tiruvalluvar, they claim the ownership of Tiruvalluvar, how can they be opposed to national education policy? Because this national education policy is derived from Tirukkural, inspired by Tirukkural. National security policy. You know, we've just, hardly a month back, we had a wonderful Operation Sindoor. And how did we accomplish it? We accomplished it because we created a military which is capable. Our military of Bharat has always been at the front, never hesitated in sacrificing, giving the ultimate sacrifice for the sake of the motherland. But unfortunately, recall what happened in 1962. When the China invaded, our soldiers went in the freezing height of Himalayas, in the snows, without warm clothing. We didn't give them warm clothing. While the Chinese had automatic weapons, our soldiers had 303 bolt rifle, one ammunition fitted, fire it, pull it, again put it. It was asymmetric war. But our soldiers did not fail us. They went, many of them froze in the snow. They were found frozen for lack of warm clothing. This is how we treated our soldiers. And the result was, we have been humiliated time and again. For the last almost 30 years, Pakistan has been committing acts of terror all over Bharat. There was no part of this country where act of terror was not committed. And all of these were linked with Pakistan. But we couldn't do except just asking for peace, making some empty statement. Imagine 26/11 happened. When Mumbai attack happened, 10 terrorists, 10 Pakistani terrorists, what they did for almost nearly 60 hours, the whole country in full anger and with a sense of shame watched on TV what these guys did. But what did we do? Within 9 months, the Prime Minister of Bharat goes and meets the Prime Minister of Pakistan in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt and signs an MOU that both countries are victims of terrorism. Attack after attack. It's not that at the time, had we asked our military could have done it. But then, did we equip the military? We didn't. And what happened? Operation Sindoor. Within minutes, 9 terrorist locations were completely devastated. More than 100 hardcore terrorists were eliminated, killed. And when Pakistan tried to be adventurous, they tried to attack. They sent swarms of drones and missiles, hundreds and hundreds. None could touch the ground. Our air defense system, Akash, destroyed them in the air itself. And then, when our missiles, our military, they launched our missiles and they incapacitated their critical infrastructures, so much so that they were incapable of taking the war any further. People said earlier, Pakistan was a nuclear power and how can you fight? This time, they could not move their nuclear asset because the nuclear asset before they could move, the bomb doesn't, it has to be launched. It has to have a launching pad. All those were completely destroyed. So their nuclear weapon could not come out of nuclear bunkers. Now this efficient military was created in the last 10 years. All by and large indigenous. Our Akash air defense system is indigenous. Our BrahMos missile, though we built it with the Russian collaboration, but today it has been improved so much that it is entirely our indigenous. With a precision strike. Cruise missile that hunts the target, locates the target, chases it, and then destroys it. That is what Pakistan faced the wrath of BrahMos. Our Agni missiles. Today, we have the capacity to reach the heart of all our adversaries. It's the ballistic missile. And Agni 6 is now almost ready. With Agni 6, with 15,000 kilometers, other end of the world. There is no part which is left out. Our one adversary has the capacity anti-satellite, because today we know that our entire system is based on space assets navigation. Navigation of weapons, navigation of missiles, other navigations, everything is linked with space assets. Our one adversary, not Pakistan, has the capacity to destroy the satellite because our space assets are one through which we do the navigation, we run the navigation system. But within 4 years of Prime Minister Modi coming, we developed the capability of anti-satellite and given the message to the world, to all, that if you try to be smart with our satellites, our space assets, we will destroy yours. This capacity was built. Importance of a strong military. Its importance of a strong military has been all enunciated in all our shastras. Shukraniti says, Sainyad vina na rajyam na dhanam na parakrama balino vasagaha sarve durbalasya cha satru. Without a strong and capable military, there is no rajya, there is no wealth, there is no glory. If you have a strong military, you have friends around. Everyone is friend. If you are weak, you are surrounded by enemies. Importance of strong military. This is what Tiruvalluvar said of the need for a strong military. When he says, Urupamaind Uranjar Velpadai Vendan Verukayul Ellam Thalai. Have a strong military is the first requirement, the most precious asset of a nation. A ruler must have a strong military first. We have a national leader who built the military today, we are all proud of. Without taking any casualty, we destroyed the enemy's capacity to take on us. You find every policy of Prime Minister Modi is guided by, inspired by Tirukkural. This is such a great gift to humanity. We must be proud of it. We must strip it of narrow politics. Tiruvalluvar cannot be subjected, cannot be confined to a small ideology, a political ideology. Tiruvalluvar is far beyond that. Any Sanatan Rishi, Sanatan, and you know, our Sanatan Dharma itself, when we said that Tiruvalluvar gave the gift for the humanity, this is what Sanatan Dharma is all about. It is not about just for Bharat. It is meant for the whole humanity, the whole world. And so it is our responsibility to take the message of Tiruvalluvar, the message embedded in Tirukkural to the whole world. Because it shows the way, it is the light, especially at a time when the world is facing all kinds of crises. Existential crisis. It's trying to reclaim Tiruvalluvar in his full glory. As I said that initially as a student I had only one kural that had inspired me. That no obstacle is insurmountable. You have the will, you have the resolve, you can overcome it. You have infinite power that wakes up that energy, awareness within you. But when I came, I found it was an ocean. But at the same time, when I found everyone, when I came to Tamil Nadu, everyone, most of people came and gave me a piece of Tirukkural, a book of Tirukkural. I had more than 30 of them within first 2 to 3 months. But somehow, it was so cryptic. Most of these translations, because I was reading through English at the time, I found the soul was missing in most of them. The question is the bhava. All these, our scriptures, they are very brief, but very potent. Each word is pregnant with a deep meaning. It has to be understood, it has to be appreciated. But when Tirukural is sanitized, de-spiritualized, it's unjust. And so, within 6 months of my coming over to Tamil Nadu, there was an international conference on Tirukural in Coimbatore. And as an innocent man, I raised them. A lot of scholars from across the world had come. I said, look, I am just a beginner, I don't claim, I am a still learner, I am just understanding. But you guys are all here, very great scholars. Are we being fair to reduce Tirukular as only as a code of conduct? In a narrow sense, code of conduct is fine, nothing wrong in it. Because after all, as a dharmic rashtra, Bharat, it touches every aspect of your life, how you conduct your life. So that way it is. But when you conduct your life in a particular way, it is not devoid of its spirituality. Because you enjoy, you experience and appreciate the full import of it only when you appreciate the broader dimension. It's a spiritual dimension. But stripped of spirituality, it's like a body, a forensic exam. You have a dead body when it lies on the floor. The doctor examines it. It has everything. It has head, it has eyes, it has a leg, it has a hand, it has everything. And it describes whole human body, no doubt about it. But something is missing, that's soul. And that is what makes the difference. So maybe at the time, like there is a story we all have heard, I think it must be here as well, that once there was a king, a very autocratic dictator, powerful king. People were afraid of him. Once he decided to walk through the street of the city. Not walk, on a rath he was going on a rath. He was completely naked, but he said he is fully clothed. And all the people aligned on the way, king is fully clothed. But there was a young boy, innocent, who said, hi, king is naked. What is this? King is naked. Don't speak. Maybe as an innocent at that point of time, I had raised the point without appreciating the full gravity of it, but then I said, I raised the valid point that what you people are doing to Tirukural is not just. Tirukural must be understood and appreciated as a Dharma Shastra, of Sanatana Dharma. And we all know that Satyameva Jayate. That truth prevails. It cannot be suppressed, it cannot be squashed, it cannot be quelled. It will prevail. And Tiruvalluvar, Tirunal, Kanagam has blazed the trail. More and more people are realizing it. Because anyone, more and more people, all that you need to say is, yes, this is what it is. And everyone knows it. In fact, I have been meeting people. Nowadays, whoever I meet, they all say, yes, it is a Dharma Shastra. And I feel happy, yes, it is a Dharma Shastra. And we must be proud of it. And we must be proud of the Rishi, the saint, who bestowed us the gift. And we must celebrate his day, his Pirandanar, on the day which is as per our Tamil calendar. Not on any other day dictated by anyone who doesn't believe in it. I think we are doing it. Our national leader also is doing it. The people of Tamil Nadu are doing it all over. I have heard students wherever I go reciting Tirukural. I have seen the devotion. I know this light will take us to greater height. It will take our nation to greater height. It will help us in fulfilling our national mission in the next 2.5 decades to make this a fully developed Bharat, capable Bharat, a Bharat which should be able to hold the world, which Bharat, which we are able to show the way out of the crisis to the whole world. And this can be possible only when we have the ample heft, ample strength. And this is there in Tirukkural. We need to be guided by that. And this book, this scripture will continue guiding us, I have no doubt about it. I like to thank all of you once again, and this Thiruvalluvar Tirunal Kalagam for organizing this event. Keep organizing it, keep growing it. Let it be a movement. I am sure it will be a movement. Thank you very much. Nandri.
Thank you, sir. உங்கள் குரலில் குரல் எங்கள் காதுகளில் இன்பத்தேனாக பாய்ந்தது.